Well, that's all for tonight, Al.
Going home?
No, Margaret's picking me up here at the station. You want a lift?
No, I'm going into Studio A and catch calling all cars.
You're like a postman taking a hike.
Well, even I can always learn something.
You use cracked gasoline?
Yeah, and I'm really sold on it, Al. And I'll bet you dough you can tell the difference from any other gas, particularly on hills or when you speed up.
Oh, I use it most of the time. I think they got the swellest product story yet. Police cars and fire engines, the state and government and all that stuff. That's what people want to know before they buy. Facts.
Al, you didn't plug the line out.
Huh? Oh, they caught that at the master board.
Calling all cars, a copyrighted program created by Rio Grande.
San Rafael Police calling all cars. Attention all cars, broadcast 223 regarding a green 1937 Chevrolet Coupe. License unknown. This car was used in a holdup at the gas station, Irwin Street and San Quentin Road at 2:15 a.m. this date. That's all. Rosenquist.
Rio Grande has stuck to one sincere, factual sales story. A truth in advertising which we feel has won for this company a type of customer friend loyalty unknown to most commercial products. This is the most priceless possession of industry, your goodwill and confidence. And Rio Grande is committed to a policy of maintaining the superiority of Rio Grande cracked gasoline. A policy the results of which are apparent to anyone. The fact that for years, those who know the most about gasoline and buy the most have overwhelmingly chosen Rio Grande cracked. The police cars, fire engines, ambulances of your cities and counties, your state of California, and your federal government have made Rio Grande first in public service. Make it first in yours. It is our pleasure to welcome again to Calling All Cars a representative of the Police Department of San Rafael. We present Chief Saban Kane.
The story we are to hear tonight should not have happened. It might not have happened if a prior sentence meted out to the criminal had been served. For sheer brutality, I doubt if the crime has been exceeded in San Rafael or in any other place. But for efficient police action, I know of no case that has been more speedily closed or more completely solved. The courage and coolness of the victim of this story contributed largely to the successful solution, which was made possible by the splendid cooperation of Sheriff Selmer and my officers. This story serves to show the value of keeping your head in an emergency. And it definitely proves what every thinking person already knows, that crime does not pay.
On the night of June 25th, 1937, a small roadster chugged into a filling station on the San Quentin Road near the outskirts of San Rafael.
Think everything will be all right, Don?
Oh, sure it will.
Well, I hope you don't have any trouble on your first night.
Oh, I won't have any trouble.
I'd think you'd be afraid, staying out here by yourself. You know, afraid of being robbed or something.
Oh, why should I be afraid? Nothing will happen to me.
You got anything to read?
Yeah, I got a detective story. That'll hold me for a while. Anyway, I got to keep this place cleaned up. I'll be busy enough.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Okay, kid. See you tomorrow. Gosh, I didn't think it'd be this quiet. It's a long way out here from town, all right. Kind of thought more cars drove by here. Well, I guess I better polish up the brass on the oil pumps. Things sure do get dirty around a place like this.
And 5, please.
Yes, sir. Regular?
That'll be all right.
Nice weather we're having.
Yes, it is. Which road do you take to get to San Quentin?
Straight ahead, sir. Most people don't want to get there, though.
Well, I have to.
Say, I don't think the tank will hold 5 gallons.
Well, whatever it takes.
Well, that's about all she'll stand.
How many?
4 gallons.
72 cents, right?
That's right, sir. How's the oil?
It's okay.
I'll get that windshield for you if you got a minute.
No, it's clean enough.
Only get more bugs on it anyway.
Well, thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
That makes one customer anyway. Boy, this is a long night. Ooh. Gee, must have been at least 2 hours since I had a car in here. Wonder what time it is. 2:15. Uh-oh, another customer. Yes, sir.
Fill her up.
Yes, sir. Say, it's a nice car you got here.
I like it.
Brand new, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, what you doing back there? How much you putting in?
Well, you said fill her up.
No, I didn't. I said give me 5 gallons.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I guess I misunderstood you. There's 7 1/4 in there now. Is that all right?
Yeah, but there ain't nothing we can do about it now.
Gee, I'm sorry. I thought you said...
Never
fill
mind
her-
what you thought. I ain't got that much money with me. You'll have to cash a check.
Well, how much is the check for?
$40.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I haven't got that much.
Well, look and see.
Yes, sir. We haven't had many cars in tonight. I didn't take in much money. The boss told me not to cash checks except for the amount of the gas.
Well, open her up and see if you can cash this one.
Well, but the boss said
I
that
don't
I
care
should-
what the boss said. Cram that dough in your pocket and get moving.
What do you mean?
Take a look at this automatic and you'll get what I mean.
Oh, gosh. Hold on.
Yeah, the kind of things you read about in the detective magazines.
What do you want me to do?
I just told you, stop chattering and get that dough.
Yes, sir.
Come on, get a move on.
All right.
Go on, get in that car.
Well, where are we going?
What do you care? Get in.
You mind if I have a cigarette?
Nah, there's a pack on the seat there.
Thanks. Got a match?
Ain't you got nothing but the habit? Yeah.
Thanks. Ouch.
What's the matter with you? Ain't you never smoked before?
Well, just nervous, I guess. Burned my finger.
Yeah. You'll be a lot nervouser before I get through with you.
What are you going to do?
You'll find out soon enough. What was that?
Nothing. I just broke the match.
Oh, still nervous, huh?
Yeah.
Get busy and count that money.
Well, I know about how much is here.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's about $30. You see, I had about $30 change, and then I sold some gas.
Shut up and give me it. Come on, get out.
What are you going to do?
Don't give me no argument. Get out.
All right, I'm getting out. You don't have to jerk my arm
When I
off.
say move, I mean move. Get going.
Ouch, that gun hurts. Don't poke it in my back so hard.
Shut up and stop whining. Into the woods.
Okay.
Here. This is far enough.
What are you going to do?
Can't you say nothing but what are you going to do? I'm going to fix you so you won't talk. Come on, get your back against this tree. Get your hands back here.
No, don't get the rope so tight.
Pipe down and get back there. I'm going to fix you so you won't tell no tales about me. You know, it's funny how dead men can't do no talking.
Oh, please don't kill me. Please don't. I won't talk. I promise you. I won't
shut
say
up.
a word. Oh,
It'll teach you to keep your trap shut. Don't try to get away.
where are you going? You're not going to leave me here.
Yeah, I'll be right back with the tire iron. I can hit you harder with that.
Leaving his bleeding and insensate victim, the killer leaped into his car and drove slowly back to the main highway. Hours ticked by. Slowly, the faint flickering of life steadied. The unconscious boy stirred, lifting his bleeding head, listened for the sound of his captor, then feebly began tugging at the rope that bound him.
I gotta get loose. I gotta get loose. Can't stay here. I gotta tell him about the hold-up.
The training of his Boy Scout days had stood Donald Ramey in good stead. He had been able to maintain slack in the ropes as the killer bound him. Now, as he swayed from side to side, that slack permitted him to move, to wear the rope against the rough bark of the tree.
If I could just get my hands loose. There. It's coming. I've got it. Now, if I can get but the other one... It's loose. Oh, God. If I can just keep from passing out, I'll make it.
So the minutes ticked on, with the boy struggling with the rope, wearing it against the tree. At last, the thick strands parted. The dazed boy pitched forward in the leaves. Praying for strength, determined that his attacker should not escape, the wounded boy staggered to his feet and, clutching at the underbrush for support, made his stumbling way toward the road and help. Twice he fell headlong as he staggered toward the highway. Each time he fought forward again. Mechanically, almost unconsciously, he made his way along the deserted road. For what seemed hours, the bleeding boy plodded along. At last, he caught sight of a house, almost 2 miles from the torture scene. Painfully, he made his way across the small porch and with his last ounce of strength knocked on the door and then collapsed.
San Rafael Police, Meadow speaking.
Meadow, this is McGowan, Mill Valley.
Oh, yeah, McGowan. How's business?
Fine. Say, I've got a fellow from San Rafael out here that needs looking after.
That's so? Who is he?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. He staggered into Bill Anderson's early this morning. He's been stabbed and beaten almost to death. Only thing we've been able to get out of him is San Rafael and something about a holdup.
Well, that's funny. We haven't had a hold-up report.
Well, I'm afraid this boy's in pretty bad shape. Needs to be in a hospital.
Well, we'll get right on the case. Chief Kane's ill, but we'll get action anyway.
Okay. We'll be here at Anderson's on the Tamalpais Road when you get here.
Meadow speaking.
Lieutenant, this is Tom Cheatham.
Yeah.
I just got a report on what looks like a holdup at the service station out on Irwin and San Quentin Road.
Who was there?
A young boy named Ramey. Donald Ramey.
Is he around there now?
No, he's gone. The place was dark. But the cash register's open, and there seems to be evidence that Ramey's been kidnapped.
Stick around there, Tom. I think I know where young Ramey is. Meantime, start looking the place over for anything that might give us a lead. I'll be right out.
Dispatching officers and an ambulance for the injured boy, Meadow joined Cheatham at the service station.
Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Find anything?
Not much. Found the boy's coat and a pile of newspapers,
Yeah?
and this chair was overturned. The cash register was open like it is now, and that's about all.
All the money gone?
Yeah, cleaned out.
Who runs the place?
Tim Deasy. He's gone out to see the boy's parents.
Let's take a look around outside.
Oh, I've kept everybody out since I got here. There's been a couple of guys stopped for gas, but I didn't let them drive in.
Good idea. We'll want all the tire prints we can find.
There's a swell set of tire marks coming in and leaving the driveway.
Yeah. Looks like the car got underway in a hurry, judging from the gravel he kicked up.
Yeah, I noticed that. Here's the best set of tire marks. Right here where the car drove out.
That is assuming that the hold-up car made them.
Well, it isn't likely anybody drive into a dark filling station.
I guess you're right at that. Looks like these tracks are made by a car with new tires.
You think we ought to photograph them?
Oh, by all means. We might need them to help identify the bandit's car. Meantime, let's get out and talk to that boy. Doctor, we're from the San Rafael Police Department. We want to talk with the Ramey boy, if he's able to talk.
Well, you can talk to him for just a little while. I brought him here to my house. He's too badly hurt to stand the trip to the hospital for a day or two.
We'll be easy on him.
Well, right in here.
Looks pretty much banged up, doesn't he?
Yeah. Don, can you talk, son?
I think so.
We're police officers, son. We want to find out about your case.
Well, I'll help you all I can.
Can you give us a description of the man, Don?
He was sort of medium, I guess. Didn't look like a fat man.
Was he light or dark?
Dark.
Was he as tall as 6 feet?
Little shorter.
Would you say about 5'10"?
Yes, sir.
Have light or dark eyes?
They look black.
Thin or Kind of heavy eyebrows.
Heavy.
Did he have any kind of accent? Did he talk English well?
Had an accent. Italian, I think.
Did he drive a big car or coupe?
Coupe.
Old or new?
New?
Did you get the license number?
No, he had a dealer's number.
Did you get that, Cheatham?
Yeah.
It was a green car.
Green car. You know what make?
Chevrolet, I think.
Uh-huh. Did you notice anything peculiar about the car, Don?
Yeah, the speedometer wasn't connected.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
Yeah. You'll find a broken match on the floor under the edge of the seat on the right-hand side.
A broken match?
Yeah. I remembered what the G-men said. Leave some clue in a car if you're ever kidnapped. So I broke a match and left it on the floor. I kicked it under the edge of the seat.
Okay, son. We'll look for a broken match if we find a car that answers your description.
And find ice pick by the tree.
Ice pick?
Yeah. That's what he stabbed me with. 3 times. Pulled it out by the tree.
Retracing as best they could the route over which the wounded boy had come, the officers at last arrived at the giant redwood where young Ramey had been held captive.
Guess we better leave the car here. We don't want to disturb any footprints or tire marks that may be around here.
Yeah, you're right. There should be some good prints in this soft dirt.
Yeah, we better get some samples of this dust, too. Might be valuable later in identifying the car.
The boy said they went up the trail to the right, didn't he?
Yeah. That must be it right ahead there.
I guess so. Hey, look. This is a place, all right. There are tire marks like those back at the filling station.
Yep. They look the same, all right. I guess we better see what we can find out around that tree.
Never get any footprints out of this stuff.
Nah, there's too many leaves.
There's a big tree. Wonder if that's the one.
Yeah, probably. It's the only big tree near here.
Yeah. And there's a piece of rope. 2 pieces.
Mm-hmm. Looks like everything's just as the boy said it was.
He's probably right about the car and the holdup artist, too.
Very likely. Let's get busy and find that ice pick.
Looking for the lethal weapon, eh?
Well, say, that's what it may turn out to be at that.
Well, we don't have to look anymore. Here it is.
I see it. Better Ice Company, San Rafael, California.
Looks like local boy makes good criminal.
Looks that way. At least he must have been here long enough to pick up a local ice pick.
I guess that's about all we'll find here.
Yeah, I guess so. Did you get samples of that dirt from the road?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just take this rope and call it a day as far as this place goes.
The officers returned to headquarters and, acting under orders from Chief Kane and cooperating with Sheriff Selmer, began the search for the missing car and its driver. The Ramey youth was again interviewed and additional facts about the appearance of the bandit obtained. These were broadcast to peace officers throughout the state.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, pick up and hold for questioning. Suspect described as 25 or 26 years. Weight about 150 pounds. Wearing a dark blue suit, dark gray hat. This man speaks with an Italian accent. Suspect wanted in connection with hold-up and kidnapping at service station, Irwin and San Quentin Road. Carried a blue steel automatic and drove a new Chevrolet coupe. License unknown.
Request cooperation Marin County Sheriff Office and all ranger stations in vicinity of Mount Tamalpais in capture of bandit who held up and beat Donald Ramey in woods on Mount Tamalpais this date. Suspect in this case is considered very dangerous man. Notify Kane, San Rafael Police.
Armed with photographs of the tire marks left at the service station and at the scene of the assault, officers began a round of questioning various automobile dealers.
Matt, I'm trying to trace a Chevrolet used in a holdup. That Ramey case, you know?
Oh, yes. I read about that. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't know. I'm sort of looking for a needle in a haystack, if you know what I mean.
I don't. But if you let me in on it, I might be able to help you.
Well, here's a picture of a tire impression. Can you tell me what kind of tire that is?
Let's see. Oh, that's a U.S. Royal.
You use them on any of your cars?
About half our cars carry Royals, and the rest of them come equipped with Firestones.
I see. Well, can you tell me how many new coupes you've sold in the last few days? Green ones?
Let me see. According to board up there, Miller sold a coupe on the 15th. Smith sold 2 on the 20th. Miller sold another one on the 22nd. That's all the coupes.
One more thing. You any idea which one or how many of these cars had this Royal tire as regular equipment?
Not offhand. But the cards will show it. Wait a minute. Here we are. Well, that's a coincidence. All 4 of them had Royals.
Well, if you'll give me a list of those purchasers, I'll start rounding them up.
Oh, I don't mind giving you their names and addresses, but you'll find every one of them above suspicion.
Maybe so, but right now I don't think anybody'd be in that class.
The automobile dealer was right. Though police checked every new car owner and investigated thoroughly each alibi, all were found to be able to account for their activities on the night of the crime. Then, as Middo cruises through the city with Officer Cheatham constantly on the lookout for the kidnapped car, they see a Chevrolet coupe parked on a secluded street.
Hey, Cheatham. Yeah? There's a green Chevy coupe, the new car.
It is at that.
Let's take a closer look.
Okay.
It's got dealer plates on it, too.
And now, if we can just find a broken match on the floor, we're getting somewhere.
Sort of have a feeling we'll find that match, too. Yep, here it is. Just like the kid said it'd be.
This is the car, all right. It's obviously been driven, but there's no mileage registered on the speedometer.
Don't you remember young Ramey said the speedometer didn't work?
Here's the same kind of dust around the edge of this wheel rim that we found out on the Tamalpais Road.
Well, there's no doubt this is the car, all right. Next job is to find out who left it here.
We might start by tracing this number and finding out who owns the car.
Mr. Ryan here tells me that this is one of the company's cars. You ever see it before?
Why, sure. I didn't know it was gone till Mr. Ryan phoned, though.
Have any idea who might have taken that car?
Well, let me see. Oh, hey, I got an idea.
Well, let's have it.
There was a guy in here yesterday looking around. Said he was looking for a job. He made a peculiar remark. At least, it seems peculiar now.
What was it?
Well, he said it sure would be easy for somebody to steal one of these cars.
What'd this bird look like?
Oh, he was a dark guy, sort of short. No, maybe medium. Very dark complexion, shaggy eyebrows.
Speak with an accent?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, his name was Columbo. You would naturally expect him to have an accent.
Oh, so you know his name, huh?
Sure. I've seen him around several times.
Still, we've no assurance he's the man that stole the car.
I didn't say he was. I just said he was around here yesterday, and he made that remark.
Any idea where this man lives?
Well, he put the Cosmopolitan Hotel down on his application for a job.
Okay, we'll check that. Meantime, don't let anybody handle that car. We'll want to get fingerprints off it.
Okay by me, Lieutenant.
At the hotel, officers found that Colombo had checked out 2 days before. Back at headquarters, meantime, experts had taken fingerprints from the stolen car, and in their files had found evidence that
Louis Colombo, sentenced to San Quentin May 16th, 1934. Released July 3rd, 1936. Bad checks, charges from Mendocino County. Uses the alias Louis Coletti.
mug pictures of the suspect were taken to the hospital and shown Donald Ramey. The boy immediately identified them.
That's the man. That's the one who held me up and beat me. He's the man.
Fortified with this information and identification, the officers set forth to find their man. From associates of Colombo, the police learned that he was about to be married and learned the place where he worked. Then the suspect himself is located in the home of his sweetheart, arrested and brought to the office of Chief Saban Kane for questioning.
Well, Colombo, what's your story?
I ain't got nothing to say.
I think you have. We've got enough dope on you now to hang you.
You ain't got nothing on me.
That, my friend, is wishful thinking on your part. We found your fingerprints all over the car that young Ramey was kidnapped in. We found the tire iron in the car, the iron you used to beat the boy. It had your fingerprints on it, too.
I never hit him.
We found your handprint on this ice pick you used to stab him.
I didn't do it, I tell you.
The chemists tell us that the dust found in your trouser cuffs That taken from the wheels of the car and from the running boards is the same as that found at the place where you beat the boy.
I didn't beat no boy.
Beside all that, young Ramey has identified your picture as the man who beat him.
Yeah, he's nuts. I never beat nobody.
Now, look, Columbo, we know you're guilty. You can save us a lot of time and the state a lot of money by confessing. I've talked to Sheriff Selmer, and we're prepared to make a deal with you.
What is it?
Don't misunderstand us. We don't have to do it. We've got enough on you now. But we'll drop all charges except kidnapping if you confess.
I got one other thing I want.
What is it?
I want to get married.
Get married?
Yeah, I got to get married before I go to jail.
Why all the hurry?
Never mind, I gotta. If I confess, will you send for my girl and let us get married?
Well,
No, I won't confess. I ain't got nothing to confess.
Make it easy on yourself, Columbo.
Will you do what I want?
All right. It's a deal.
All right, I did kidnap the kid. I did try to kill him. I didn't want him to spill. I had to have some money to get married on.
Didn't occur to you to work for it?
I had to have it right away. That's why I held up the kid and took him out to the woods. Then I got scared. I was afraid he'd tell the cops, so I tried to kill him. I thought I did a good job until I saw the papers the next morning. Then I knew the cops was after me. So I beat it to my girl's house.
Didn't mind getting her into trouble, did you?
Sure, I thought of that, but I wanted to see her.
I don't know why she should want to see you.
We love each other. We want to get married. Now I spilled everything. I guess you won't keep your bargain, huh?
That's where you're wrong. I always keep my word. You'll get to marry the girl, though why she should be willing to marry a bird like you is beyond me.
On July 20th, Colombo stood before Superior Judge Edward I. Butler, who said,
You're charged with kidnapping. You may not be familiar with the law on kidnapping. The penalty is death.
No, Judge, no, you...
But since you've cooperated with the law enforcement bodies, and since you've thereby saved the state a great expense by confessing your crime, I'm going to be quite lenient with you. Your crime was a most cold-blooded one. The only remorse you've shown is that you were caught. In spite of all this, I'm still going to be lenient. Therefore, I sentence you to life imprisonment without pardon or parole. You will spend the remainder of your natural life in San Quentin Penitentiary.
Life? I've been cheated. It ain't fair. You can't do this to me. I'll get out. I'll get all of you. I'll get you, every dirty rat that double-crossed me.
Take him out of here.
I'll get you for this. I'll get everybody.
Well, friends, like the broken match which Donald Ramey left in the cushion of his abductor's automobile, the selection of the right kind of gasoline may seem to be only a minor detail, but it can make a great difference in the way your car runs and hence in your motoring satisfaction, whether for business or pleasure. With the officials of many cities and counties and those of the state and federal governments are tens of thousands of motorists who depend upon Rio Grande cracked gasoline for the maximum efficiency of police car performance. Young Ramey took a leaf from the G-Man's book. You, too, will profit by the experience of others if you drive into the nearest red and white Rio Grande station the next time you need gasoline and take on a tank full of Rio Grande cracked, the gasoline that leads them all in public service.
San Rafael Police calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation of broadcast 223 regarding a holdup and kidnapping. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all. Rosenquist.
Your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for Rio.
Calling all cars, a copyrighted program created by Rio Grande.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 224. At 109 South Lorena Street. 109 South Lorena. Investigate the trouble. That's all. Rosenquist.
In a day when every known method of attracting attention is employed to urge us to eat this, wear such and such, use so and so, it's rather confusing to the average man who hasn't time to test for himself all of the myriad articles of merchandise competing for his money.
Oh, excuse me, Dr. Lindsley, but I've been in that kind of a spot time and again. And my friends all say the same thing. Everyone wants the best he can get for his money. But how is a fellow to know what the best is?
Well, Mr. Merrill, it really is more simple than most individuals think. Merely profit by the experience and decisions of those who buy the most and use the most of the product in question.
Mm-hmm.
As gasoline, for example. Observe which brand they select, and there's your answer.
Which is?
Rio Grande Cracked, of course. The gasoline that powers more...
Yes, Doctor, I know. I've heard you many times. The gasoline that powers more police cars, ambulances, fire engines, and other emergency equipment, wherever it is sold, than any other brand.
Wherever it is sold than any other brand, and...
Oh, yes, you mustn't forget the other divisions of the government. And Rio Grande Cracked gasoline also is specified by officials of the state of California and the federal government to power their emergency automotive equipment.
Truly spoken, Lou. These officials are the most eminent authorities on gasoline. They drive the most, they buy the most gasoline. They have overwhelmingly chosen Rio Grande Cracked. And there's nothing more to say except if you want the same kind of police car performance that has made Rio Grande first in public service, you know where the red and white Rio Grande station is in your neighborhood. Drive in for a tank full of Rio Grande Cracked tomorrow. It is with pleasure that we welcome again to Calling All Cars Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department, James E. Davis. Chief Davis.
Good evening. There comes a time in the life of every man when danger stares into his eyes with sickening certainty. Danger that makes him stand fixed, immobile, unwilling to move. The victims in the story we are to hear tonight looked on such danger and died. Others came very close to the same danger, paused and passed on. Who knows what the outcome would have been if they had stopped? Perhaps a life would have been saved. Perhaps another life would have been lost. Perhaps the work of the police would have been made easier. Perhaps it would have been doubled. Sometimes it is hard for a private citizen to decide to interfere in a case, but sometimes such interference may save a life. That is the problem faced by some of the persons in tonight's story. The outcome of the case I shall save for you till the end of the program.
The crystal clear beams of a June moon shone down on Los Angeles. Here and there, sinister shadows blotted out beauty and made perfect cover for hideous things, for creeping beasts of prey. Outside a house on a silent street, a slinking figure slipped from the shadows. Cautiously, the figure crept toward a window of the house. Blunt, broad hands opened the flimsy screen, and with effortless strength pushed up the sash. Broad palms rested on the sill for a moment. Then, with ape-like agility, the man lifted himself into the room. The noise made by the ghostly form was slight, but enough to awaken a sleeping child, restlessly tossing beside her mother. The child sat up in bed, gazed fearfully about. Then her gaze became fixed in horrified fascination on the open door. Through that door, across the creaking floor, a man moved stealthily, purposefully, toward the bed. The terror-stricken child watched for an eternal moment before a scream broke the stillness of the night.
Mama, there's a man in the room. Mama!
Oh, Conchita mia, what is the matter?
Oh,
Go to sleep,
Mama,
darling.
there's a man! There's a man! Oh, what do you want? Go away, leave us alone!
Quiet. Keep your mouth shut.
Outside the home of Maria Gonzalez, the June moon still poured its silver light over the sleeping city. Along the sidewalk came Manuel Odea, homeward bound from work. Across the stillness of the bright night came a sound that chilled his blood.
Please don't, please.
And Dea paused, listened, strained his eyes toward the house from which the sounds had come. Only the flickering shadows beneath the shuddering palm trees and the faint whisper of their fronds told him that life was here. He wondered if he should investigate. He shrugged and passed on. Thus, Manuel Ordea passed by death. In the home of Carmen Ortega, nearby, the voice of Maria Gonzalez was heard saying,
What do you want? Go away! Leave us alone!
Maria's having trouble with one of her boyfriends, I guess.
So Carmen Ortega went back to sleep, and once more quiet reigned on the moon-drenched street. From the Gonzalez home, a stealthy figure crept noiselessly out of the door and disappeared. An hour and a half later, the measured clop, clop of horses' hoofs broke the stillness of the night. A milkman, making his matutinal rounds, paused at 109 and gazed at an open door.
That's funny. Wonder if one of Maria's boyfriends left in a hurry. Looks like a man's hat laying on the porch. Funny she'd leave the door open all night. Oh, well, none of my business. Guess she wants a couple of pints as usual.
Once again, the stillness of early morning descended on Lorena Street. And in the Gonzalez home, it was also quiet. The quietness of death. Hours go by. Then at the home of Aligo Ortega, a feeble knock is heard at the door.
What was that? Aligo, get up.
Huh?
Somebody's knocking on the door.
Huh? What? Who is it?
Well, how should I know? Get up. Go and see.
Oh, look out the window and see who it is.
You are a lazy dog. Get up.
I don't want to see anybody this time of the morning.
Aligo, it's Conchita.
Conchita? What she want?
And she's all covered with blood.
What? Well, open the door. Bring her in.
Oh, there must be something wrong.
Of course there's something wrong. Don't stand there staring at her. Open the door.
Madre de Dios. What has happened? Aligo, look.
Oh, Conchita, what is it, Nina? What?
Mama, the man beat us. Come help. Mama, she won't get up. There's something tied around her neck. She won't talk to me.
Aligo, run quickly. See what it is.
Mama won't talk to me.
Oh, there, little one. You mustn't cry. You'll be all right.
My head hurts so. Where he hit me.
Oh, I know, darling. Come, let's try to hold a hot cloth on that bruise.
Carmen! Call the police, Carmen! Send for the doctor! Call the police! Maria's dead!
In response to the frantic calls of Ortega and his wife, ambulance attendants took the injured child to Georgia Street Hospital, while Detective Lieutenants Edward Romero and O.P. Torres arrived to investigate the crime.
Come on. Let us through here. Let us through, I say.
Hey, don't block the door, fellows. Don't block this door.
Well, Torres, I see Captain Bradley's already out here.
Yes, it isn't far to the Hollenbeck division.
Hello, Romero.
Hello,
Morning,
Cap.
Torres.
Hiya.
Get your boys out of bed?
Well, just about. It's all the excitement.
Somebody got in and strangled Maria Gonzalez. Beat up her little daughter. Sent the youngster to the hospital a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Pretty badly beaten up.
Well, that's too bad. Any suspects?
5.
5?
Yep. 5 good ones.
Oh, where are they?
Well, that's another story. That's where you boys come in.
Oh, I get it. We just go out and pick up 5 first-class suspects and bring them in, huh?
I've got my boys out rounding up witnesses. Gaskell's in the next room getting all the prints he can find.
Well, he ought to be able to get enough to fill a file cabinet around this place.
Yeah. Well, you fellas know these people and their customs out here. You'd better stick on the case.
All right, Captain.
I'd suggest that you check with Mrs. Ortega.
Oh.
She seems to know more about what's going on around here than anybody else.
All right, we'll do that. Oh, here comes Gaskell. I wonder if he's found anything.
Did you get anything, Gaskell?
And how? Now, the killer came through the living room window there.
Huh?
He rested his hand on the sill as he came through. I got a distinct palm print, and boy, is it a honey. Just round up your suspects and I'll pick your man.
Well, that's fair enough.
Now, let's clear these people out. You can talk to Ortega and his wife.
All right.
Come on, folks, outside. Lieutenant Romero wants to talk to Ortega and Mrs. Ortega. Now, you two come on in here. The rest of you will have to get out. Come on.
Now, get in there. Come on. Well, Mrs. Ortega, what do you know about this case?
First, you find Benny Gonzalez. He may know something.
Benny Gonzalez? Who's he?
He's Maria's husband.
Oh, where is he?
¿Quién sabe?
Well, what makes you suspect him?
That Benny, he does not like Conchita. This morning when she come to my house, she tell me a man beat her. His voice sounded like Benny, she said.
Oh. I take it Benny's not her father, then.
No. Benny and Maria have been married only 3 years. Conchita is 5. Maria, she had been married before.
And you don't know where this Benny guy is now?
No, I have not seen him for a long time. He left Maria about a year ago. I have not seen him since.
Well, we'll start looking for him. That's suspect number 1, Doris. Now, Mrs. Ortega, what else do you know?
You tell him, amigo.
See. There's another fellow named Mike. Maria used to see him a lot.
Mike? Mike who?
Mike Londo. I think his name is. They had a quarrel about something and he went away.
Oh, well, just because a guy has a quarrel with a woman is no sign he killed her.
Well, maybe not. Just the same, he didn't like Maria. He said once he would kill her.
You see, Maria, she was a hell cat. She got mad when Mike left. She told the police that Mike had a steal on his ranch, and they raided him.
Oh.
That's when he said he'd kill her.
Well, Doris, that's 2 of our suspects.
Yeah.
Ortega, I don't suppose you know where this Mike is.
He has a ranch out close to Ontario. You can find him.
You find a fellow named Jesus. He might have done this.
Yes, he might. But with half the colony named Jesus, how are we going to find the right one?
Well, this one, he works in a clothing store near First and Main. You can find
Oh, that
him.
makes a difference.
I know. He tried to give Conchita a nickel.
Oh. You think he might have done this?
Well, he's the sort who would do it. I chased him away from my own little girl once. Maria ran him off once, too.
Well, so far, this bird seems like our most logical suspect, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
We'll have to question the gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Didn't any of you hear anything last night that might have sounded suspicious?
Well, me, I hear Maria say, "Go away, leave us alone." I thought maybe she was having another fight with her boyfriend. I didn't pay no attention.
Manuel Ordea, his newsboy.
Oh?
He heard some screams, too. Well, he didn't go in.
And the milkman, he tell me he see the door open early this morning when he delivered the milk, and there was a brown hat on the porch.
Well, did he go in?
No. He said he didn't think it was any of his business.
Oh, I see. Well, what became of the hat?
Who knows? With so many people coming in and
Hey,
out.
did you hear anybody else say anything about hearing or seeing anything wrong around the Gonzalez place?
No. Except the woman who lives next door to Maria. She said she saw Jose Mayen over there last night.
Oh, who's he?
Oh, he's a friend of Maria's. He works on a hospital there, building over close to Pasadena somewhere, you know.
Yes, but where does he live?
Oh, over on Garrity Street, I think.
Oh. And did this woman see anybody else?
She said there was a gray-haired man there about 8 o'clock.
Had plenty of visitors last night, anyway.
Did she know this man?
No.
Well, Torres, that makes 5 suspects accounted for.
Meanwhile, Lieutenants Condapper and Revis, other members of the homicide squad, were endeavoring to ascertain additional facts from little Conchita. Back at headquarters, Condapper confers with Romero and Torres.
Rivas and I tried talking to the child, but it wasn't any use. She's unconscious most of the time and delirious the rest of it.
Oh, that poor thing. Will she live?
The doctors just think she may. Part of the time she says something about her stepfather, Benny, you know. And sometimes she mentions Alfredo.
Who's Alfredo?
Well, we checked up with some of the neighbors and found out that an Alfredo Lejeune is a brother-in-law of Maria. We've sent for him. He's outside now. Want to look him over?
Yeah. Let's take him down to 47 and talk to him.
Okay. Come on, Lejeune.
In here, Alfredo.
You know Lieutenant Romero, Alfredo?
No, senor.
He's handling the Gonzalez case. He and Torres here.
Si, senor.
Alfredo, tell me something. Why should Conchita say she heard your voice last night?
I don't know.
Where were you all night?
I was at home, senor. I can prove it.
Did you kill Maria Gonzalez?
Dios mío, no, senora. I could not do that.
Any idea who would want her killed?
No, senor.
You think Benny Gonzalez might have done this?
Oh, no, senor. Benny stayed at my house for a long time after he left Maria. He's been gone almost a year now.
You know where he is?
Oh, no, senor.
But he might be in town, huh?
Well, he might be. I do not think so, though.
No? Why not?
I don't know why, senor, but I do know Benny would not do a thing like this.
Well, that's a great help. Do you know Mike Londo?
Oh, si, senor. He lives on a ranch close to Ontario.
Oh, you know where it is?
No, senor.
Condeffer. Has Gaskell taken this fellow's prints?
Yeah, ought to be here now.
Senor, I've told you all I know about this. I did not kill Maria.
Well, we'll soon see about that.
Hello, Romero. How are you, Torres?
Well, what'd you find?
No soap. This isn't the man.
Nuts. I'm getting tired of it.
You're getting tired of it. I'm doing all the work.
All right. Forget it. Oh, dear. Come on, Al. Let's take a run out to Ontario and talk to this Londo guy.
Who's Londo?
Londo? He's number 3 on our hit parade of suspects. He'll bring him in and let you take a look at him. Gaskell, this is Londo. Flank his mid on a card and let's see if it checks.
Now, listen, you guys. I told you on the way in that I don't know anything about this murder.
Well, in that case, you won't have any objections to our process of elimination.
No, it isn't that. I just don't like to lose the time from my work. I admit I didn't care much what happened to Maria, but I wouldn't kill anybody.
You wouldn't kill anybody. What did you fight about?
She had too many boyfriends to suit me.
Oh, so you bumped her off, eh?
Have I got to go over all that again? No, I didn't bump her off. We had a fight, sure. I went out to the ranch and forgot all about her in a week.
Yes, I'll just bet you did.
Sure I did. When I'm washed up, I'm washed up.
Hey, when you're washed up, you're washed up. All right, and then what happened?
Well, she told the liquor guys that I had a steal out on the ranch, and they raided me.
Oh, they did, eh? And then you decided to get even, is that it?
I tell you, I never touched the dame.
You never touched her, but you did say you'd like to kill her, didn't you?
Sure I did. I would have, too. She didn't have no reason to put the cops on me. I hadn't done her any harm.
Say, did you have a still?
Of course not. That was her story.
Oh, how about it, Gaskell?
Yeah, afraid not, boys.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder if we have got a murder on our hands.
Yeah, we've got a murder, all right, but that seems to be about all.
See? I told you, Birds, I didn't have nothing to do with this.
Well, maybe not. Look here, Mike. Don't go around shooting off your mouth about how you'd like to kill people. Someday it's going to get you into a jam.
You're telling me?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, you can scram now. Get out.
Thanks, Romero.
Well?
Well? Did you have Condeffer pick up Maine?
Yeah, Frank's got him down in the office now.
All right, let's go talk to him.
Okay.
Hello, Eddie. I was wondering what was keeping you.
We just got through with Londo.
No go?
No go.
Well, while you were out, we picked up that Jesus guy over on 1st Street.
Have you had him printed yet?
Yeah. Gaskell's checking on him. Got Maine's prints, too.
Is that Maine over there?
Yeah. Jose, come over here a minute.
Okay, Lieutenant. What's up now?
This is Jose Maine, Eddie. Lieutenant Romero is handling the Gonzalez case.
Yes, I know. I heard about it this morning.
What time this morning?
About 8 o'clock.
You're sure it wasn't about 1:30 this morning?
Yes, sir, I'm sure.
When did you see Maria Gonzalez last?
About 11:15 last night.
What's that?
About 11:15. I was there from 8 to about that time.
Did you see Conchita during that time?
Yes, I gave her 20 cents to buy candy with. She came back after buying the candy, and we sat around and played a while before she went to bed. I sat around until about 11:15 and left.
Mm-hmm. Was anybody else there during that time?
Ramon Raphael was there.
Who's he?
Oh, he's connected with one of the welfare agencies over on the east side. He was there to talk to Maria. She's been having a pretty tough time to make ends meet since Benny left.
Oh.
Say, is this guy an older man, sort of gray?
Yes, sir.
When did he get there?
About a half hour after I did.
And when did he leave?
About an hour later.
Did you get those scratches on your face when Maria was choked to death?
Of course not. I wasn't there. I got these from a tree I ran into out on the job where I work.
All right.
Incidentally, Eddie, I checked on that candy story with Jibes.
Oh, what'd you find, Gaskell?
Same thing in both cases. Wrong man.
Ah, nut.
Thus were eliminated 4 of the 5 possible suspects, but a new man had entered the case in the person of the welfare worker. Subsequent check of this man's handprints, however, left no doubt as to his innocence. So far, the police had been unable to locate the woman's husband, and evidence available pointed less and less toward him. 2 weeks slipped by, but no further evidence was unearthed. Then, early in July, the telephone rang in the homicide detail.
Homicide, Romero speaking.
I won't tell you my name, so don't waste time asking.
Huh?
But I think I have some information about that Gonzalez case.
You have? What is it?
I know a young man who knows a woman who had been in the vicinity of the crime when it was committed.
Well, so what?
If you want to send somebody down here to talk to me, I'll have the girl come here and give you the information. Want to take down the address? 9000 Main Street.
I understand you told this woman who phoned me that you had some information on this case.
Well, I don't know whether it's worth anything, but the man I do washing for, he came to my house the night Maria was killed.
Who was he?
Oh, I don't know his name, but he's a section hand on the railroad.
Well, that makes it simple.
And what happened to make you suspicious?
Well, this man, he used to come at night and bring his clothes. And then I'd wash them for him, and he'd come back later and get them.
Yes. But the night of the killing, what happened then?
Oh, I'm coming to that. This man, he came in that night, and he'd been drinking. Oh, he was awfully drunk. This fellow, his first name's Miguel. I don't know the last name. Well, Miguel came in and sat around until almost midnight. I tried to get him to leave, but he wouldn't do that. Finally, I got him out. Then I went to bed. I don't know how long I'd been asleep, but something woke me up. It was somebody pounding on the door. Oh, who is he?
Yes. Open the door.
Oh, go away. I am in bed. I want to sleep.
Open the door. I shall break it down. Open the door.
Well, wait a minute. Hey, go away. You cannot come in here.
That's what you think. Knock the door.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Knock the door.
Oh, you're still drunk. Why don't you go on home and sleep it off?
I'm not drunk. Get me a drink.
Say, don't you order me around like that.
I said get me a drink.
All right. You don't have to yell about it. He had a wild, excited look in his eye. Now he's afraid of him.
How long did he stay there?
Oh, about an hour.
And how was he dressed?
He had on a blue suit, I think.
Blue suit. See any blood on it?
No, senor.
Did he have a hat?
Well, he did when he left for the first time, but he didn't when he come back.
Did you notice what kind of a hat it was?
Well, it was a brown felt hat, I think.
Brown felt. What did this man look like?
Well, he was very dark, and he had deep, small marks on his face.
Well, maybe he's worth questioning. We'll try to find him. If he comes back, be sure and call us.
Si, senor, I will.
Tirelessly, the officers began a systematic check of all railroad employees near Los Angeles. Thousands of names were poured over, but none carried the initial name of Miguel. At last, in the offices of the Pacific Electric Railway, their search ended. According to records, the man they sought worked in Culver City.
Boy, what a job that was, checking all those cards to find a Miguel.
Say, what's that last name again?
Olivaria. Miguel Olivaria.
Well, if this turns out to be another of Gaskell's wrong man cases, I'm going to resign from the department.
Hey, what does it say on that card there?
Section House 17, Culver City.
17, huh? Oh, this ought to be the place right here.
Yeah, looks like the crews are just finishing work.
Yeah, lucky for us, too. Hey, you. You.
Yeah?
You know Miguel Olivaria?
Oh, yeah. That's him over there by the tool house.
Thanks. Hey, fella. Your name Miguel Olivaria?
Yeah.
We'd like to talk to you a minute. Any place we can go where it's private around here?
Yeah, in the tool house here.
Okay, let's go.
You change clothes in here?
Yeah. What you want to see me about?
You ever know anybody named Gonzalez?
Never heard of her.
I didn't say anything about a her.
Oh, I thought you did.
Is this your suit, Olivaria? This blue one?
Yeah.
What are these spots on it?
What's it to you?
We might as well tell you, Miguel. We're police officers. We're investigating a murder.
Murder?
Yeah, murder, and we think you did it.
No, I never killed nobody.
Where were you on the night Maria Gonzalez was killed?
I don't know no Maria Gonzalez.
Oh, yes, you do. She was strangled to death on the night of June 14th. Why did you do it?
I didn't kill her.
Where's your hat, Miguel?
Over there on the nail.
No, I mean the brown one.
I lost it about a month ago.
Come on, get your stuff. We're taking you to headquarters. Al, ask Gaskell to come in here, will you?
Sure. What are you going to do with me?
Keep you in jail till you're tried for the murder of Maria Gonzalez.
You can't do that.
Why not?
I didn't kill nobody, I tell you.
We'll find out about that.
Yeah, another suspect, Jenny?
Yeah, and I'll stake my buzzer on this one.
I had Pinker run a test on that suit of Miguel's. Those spots are human blood.
Huh? I thought so.
Well, let's get his paws inked and see what they show.
Put your palm down on that pad, Olivaria.
Yeah, that's it. Now on this card.
No.
Like that. Let's take a look at this.
Well,
Eddie?
Well, what?
I'm afraid your hunt's over. You've got your man. The prints compare perfect.
No, you can't do this to me. I didn't kill her. I didn't climb through that window and kill her.
What?
I didn't.
What did you say?
I didn't climb through that window. Miguel.
Yeah, I think so too, Miguel.
Nice work, Miguel.
I didn't do it. I didn't.
I wouldn't have been so sure, Olivaria, if you hadn't pulled that crack about the window. You see, we purposely failed to mention that point. That little slip of the tongue will probably break your neck.
In just a moment, Chief Davis will conclude our story. Of course, you're not pursuing criminals or driving to fires, but the police car qualities of Rio Grande Cracked include not only quicker starting, smoother acceleration, and the maximum speed of which your car is capable, but greater reserve power for steep grades and lower cost per mile operation, whether you drive like the wind or cruise along at a snail's pace. The next time you need gasoline, wheel into the nearest red and white Rio Grande station for a tank full of Rio Grande Cracked, the gasoline that makes your motor equal to any emergency, the gasoline that lightens the load on your motor and your pocketbook. Rio Grande Cracked. Chief Davis.
We took the case of Miguel Olivario to court with the damning palm print and the theory that he had killed Maria Gonzalez in a drunken, lustful frenzy. A jury agreed with us, and Judge William S. Baird sentenced Olivario to life imprisonment with an additional sentence of 50 years for his brutal attack on little Conchita. The 6 palm prints solved our case.
Thank you, Chief Davis.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation broadcast 224. Suspect in this case is now in custody. That's all. Rosenquist.
Narrator Frederick Lindsley bidding you good night for Rio Grande.
Calling all cars, a copyrighted program transcribed and dedicated to the prevention of crime.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 225. Be on the lookout for a blonde woman wearing a mink coat, diamond bracelet, and other jewelry, suspected of burglary. That is all. Gordon. Compared with the number of male criminals, the number of women criminals is low. But the women malefactors are increasing, unfortunately, at a rapid pace. Most of the independent crimes committed by women are done in moments of passion. But in the instance where women voluntarily enter into a life of continued crime, there the man has pointed the way. And just like the man's criminal life, the woman's is horrible and brief, for the law makes no distinction between the sexes. Law enforcement agencies are just as earnest in ridding society of one as they are the other. Listen then to the true story adapted from the records of law enforcement authorities entitled The Peroxide Blond. In the home of Deputy Sheriff Cosno Kirsch on the night of October 24th, 1936.
Get a move on, Stoop. Keep your shirt on.
You found nothing yet?
Sure, an overcoat, a bathrobe, and a bunch of neckties.
I better get a lot of jack.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's up?
Here's a couple of rods.
Let me see.
See, a 38 S&W and a 32.
Glam 'em.
Here's a pair of handcuffs. Say, this bird must be a copper.
So what? His junk will bring as much as anybody else's.
Want to take him along?
Why not? Junk man will buy him. If you don't, we can sell him to the cop on the corner.
Fat chance. Here, take this 38.
Sweet baby, ain't it?
Be careful with that thing. You might shoot yourself.
Come on, let's blow.
Take your time. There's a lot of junk here.
Skip, man. It's getting late. We gotta beat it.
Okay, give me a hand with this stuff. We'll go out the back way.
Yeah, I bet this copper's gonna be sore when he finds out about this.
In a swanky bungalow in the Ambassador Hotel grounds on the night of October 30th. Yeah?
Oh, I beg your pardon. You see, I just moved out of this bungalow, and I didn't know it was occupied yet. I left something in the medicine cabinet, in the bathroom. My ring. Wonder if you'd mind if I looked for it.
Why, I suppose not. As a matter of fact, I just came in. I haven't had time to look in the cabinet.
Yeah, I know. I mean...
I'll go with her if you don't mind.
No, not at all. That is...
Thanks.
My word, what extraordinary persons. Blonde in a mink coat, a brunette in an ermine wrap. My word.
Oh, say, thanks a lot. The ring wasn't there. I must have left it somewhere else. In the cocktail lounge, I'm sure.
Or a beer parlor.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, we got to be going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
I say, you will pardon my robe, won't you? I was dressing. May I offer you a drop of sherry?
Oh, yeah, you may.
If we don't get out of here...
Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, say, we got to scram.
Scram? My word, what strange language. How odd. Dash it all, where are my trousers? Oh, yes, I remember. They're in the bathroom. The bathroom? I wonder. Oh, my word. My wallet. It's gone. On the morning of November 10th, Inspector Stensland of the Sheriff's Bureau of Investigation receives a visitor.
I'm Inspector Stensland. What can I do for you?
I want action. I'm tired of this happening to me every time I leave my home to go to a theater. I'm a citizen and a taxpayer, and I want something done. I want it done today. Not next month or next week, but now. I'll see my lawyer if necessary.
Yes, but what's the trouble?
I've been robbed.
Well, when, where, and how?
Last night at my home. How? Oh, well, how should I know?
Well, let's try it again. Now, who are you?
I'm Dr. Chester, and
you've been robbed, I know. Now, give me a list of the stuff,
Very well. A full-length ermine cape. A three-quarter-length ermine cape with rhinestone clip. A silver fox cape, a silver fox muff. A set of sable furs.
I thought you were a doctor.
I am.
You sound like a furrier. Now, what else?
A short ermine jacket, a silver fox neckpiece, a silver fox collar.
Yoicks.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
A diamond and sapphire bracelet set in platinum, a smaller diamond and sapphire bracelet, a platinum watch chain, a platinum and gold cigarette case.
Jeweler now, huh?
What is that?
I said nice jewelry. Go ahead, Doctor.
And a pair of cufflinks.
Yes, Doctor?
I think that's all.
Are you sure?
Well, certainly I'm sure. Isn't that enough?
Oh, quite enough, Doctor. I'll send an officer out to talk to you and get a complete description.
Very well, I'll be there.
What's the value of the property, Doctor?
Between $14,000 and $15,000.
Okay, we'll get on it right away. That was another one of them. Thomas.
Yes, Inspector?
Here. Here's a list of the robberies that have been reported in here since the 1st of October. Now, get on them.
Got enough of them.
Now, those jobs all look alike to me. The folders are all there on every job. You'll find most of them are as alike as to, well, method of operation. And
Where are they located?
all over.
These babies look like smooth birds to me.
Old heads at the game, probably. Now, I want you to round that bunch up. I don't care how long it takes, who you have to use, or how you do it. But get that gang of housebreakers.
I think those two women, the ones who pulled that Ambassador Hotel job, are in this mob.
Well, for the purpose of your work, assume that they are.
Well, it's a cinch if these babies have been operating as long as these reports indicate. They're pretty apt to be known around the joints. Guess I'll put the old grapevine to work. Thomas speaking.
This is Joe.
Oh, what'd you find out?
The thing looks like a new mob, Tommy.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's two guys. One's named Haynes, the other's called Healy. They drive a jalopy with red wire wheels. Here's the license number.
Shoot.
6S8640. They live on Fremont, close to 3rd.
Any women?
Yeah, two. A beefy blonde and a dark dame about 18 and 19.
How about the blonde?
Old enough to be Sitting Bull's mother.
Okay, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut.
Don't worry about me, Tommy. Anything to help a pal.
Thanks. So long.
Yes, sir?
Will you get hold of Ed Crumpler at the Associated Bureau of Identification?
Right away, sir. I'll call you.
Come on in, Ed. Sit down.
Yeah, I came down as soon as I got your message. What's up?
Got to clean up a burglar gang.
Oh, just like that, huh?
Yep, Stensland's orders.
Who are they?
Search me. All I know is that there are at least two men and a couple of women, and they drive a Ford sedan with red wire wheels.
Any idea where they live?
Somewhere on Fremont, near 3rd.
Should be easy to find out where they can live around that neighborhood.
I have an idea that it's in that hotel in the corner or one of those apartment houses in that district. Anyway, I got the license number of the car.
And that's all we need to know. What's the plan?
Well, all the boys in this department are well known. That's why I've called you in. You're not known as a dick, and maybe we can get a line on these boys, get in with them, and get enough dope on them to knock them over.
Okay, I'll get on it at once.
With two of Crumpler's operatives watching from another car, Thomas and Crumpler parked across the street from the hotel to watch for the suspected driver of the red-wheeled Ford. Next morning, Thomas reports to Inspector Stensland.
We parked over there about an hour before anybody showed up at the car, and then a couple of monkeys came out and drove off in the sedan.
Where'd they go?
To a cocktail joint on West 7th.
You go in?
Sure. We went in, got a good look at them.
Anybody you know?
Never saw them before. Ed Crumpler didn't know him either.
Were there any women?
Yeah, a couple. One of them's a blonde, about 38 years old. The other one's just a youngster, 18 or 19. Very dark.
Sounds like the description of the two women in that Ambassador Hotel job.
One of the boys over at the cop house knows the dark girl. Says her name's Dorothy. Picked her up once for questioning.
Any record?
Nothing we could use.
Well, what are your plans?
Well, Ed and I are keeping a couple of boys on watch all the time, and when we relieve them, we're going to try and make a contact with those two birds that we saw last night.
Yeah, and what's going to keep these fellows from recognizing your car if you keep following them around?
Well, we thought of that. We fixed the headlights so we could turn them on independently, and we drive around a while with the left one burning, and then we switch over to the right one, and then we burn them both for a while.
Some cop's going to pick you up if you don't watch out.
That's what we've been worrying about.
Well, don't try to get me to fix your ticket, and don't put it on the expense account.
On the third evening, the officers followed the suspects to the bar on West 7th, entered the dimly lit saloon.
I see our friends down at the end of the bar there.
Yeah, I see them. Let's pretend to be drunk and mosey down that way.
Okay.
Ah, you nuts. The country's better off today than it ever was.
Look, Barney, you're all wrong. I ain't had a job in 2 years, and I know lots of guys that's worse off than I am.
You're eating, ain't you?
What's that got to do with it? Hey, watch where you're going.
I beg your pardon. I wasn't... Say, ain't your name Brown? Cecil Brown?
Nope. I'm afraid you got the wrong man.
Oh, that's funny. You look just like a guy I used to soldier with. His name was Brown.
Sorry, old pal. My name ain't Brown.
Oh, well, this is no offense, no offense. Let me buy you a drink, huh?
Well,
Oh, come on. Now, what'll you have? Huh?
Scotch.
Here, meet my friend. Edward's the name. We call him Ed for short.
Ed, my name's Wallace, Bernard Wallace. This is Ted O'Neill.
Oh, yeah. What'll you have?
Bourbon.
Swell. Hey, buddy, 3 scotches and 1 bourbon.
Say, what's the big idea of leaving me standing on the street corner waiting for you?
Pipe down.
You can't tell me to pipe down. Hey, who is this guy?
Friend of mine.
I don't like him.
So what? Where's Dorothy?
Be here in a minute, the rat.
You two been fighting again?
I'm gonna flatten that dame like a pancake someday.
You and who else? You make a pass at me and I'll mess you up something awful.
Yeah.
What's the beef this time, babe?
Ah, this blonde beef truster insisted on wearing that coat tonight instead of leaving it with the rest of the stuff.
Well, let her wear it.
Yeah, you must be nutty. You...
Quiet, you dumb
Oh,
clown.
that's all right. Don't mind us. We're used to family rows, ain't we, Ed?
Sure. Have a lot of them myself.
Well, we got to scram. See you boys again sometime.
Sure. Have another drink.
No, thanks. We've had enough.
Well, so long. Well, what's the ticket now?
Let them get started, and we'll tail them as soon as they get underway.
Did you get a good look at that coat the blonde was wearing?
Yeah, and I'd stake a month's pay. It's one of the coats we're looking for.
Well, they've had plenty of time to get started by now.
Okay, let's get on the tail. There's the car parked in front of the hotel.
Yeah, I see it. Better park here and we'll keep an eye on it.
Got the time?
Just 10:30.
Well, hope we don't have to sit here all night.
Wait a minute. You see that Buick coupe over there?
The one that guy's getting out of?
Yeah, I saw that bird here last night.
Where does he fit into this picture?
I got a hunch that it's somewhere in it, all right.
Hey, look. There's that blonde coming out of the hotel.
With an armful of clothes.
Uh-huh, I thought so. She's loading the stuff in that Buick.
Fence?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that guy looks like a Turk to me.
He's helping the blonde load the car, all right.
Looks like they're ready to pull out.
Let them pull. We'll be right behind them.
Brown and Saxon are parked down the street. They'll keep an eye on the Ford.
Did you tell them to search it tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll bring anything they find over to the office.
Okay, there goes the Buick. Let's follow him. So our foreign friend runs a cleaning and pressing joint, eh?
Looks that way.
Swell gag to cover up his fence operations.
Yeah. Hey, there's the Buick parked in the driveway.
And there's the blonde dame helping him unload the stuff.
Want to knock him over?
Not yet. We haven't anything on them to prove they stole the stuff. We've got to be sure we're after the right people.
How are you going to find that out unless you pick them up?
Well, let's get back and see if your boys found anything in that car.
Back at headquarters, Thomas and Crumpler find that Crumpler's men have brought in a quantity of things found in the suspected car. They begin checking it with burglary reports in an effort to ascertain if the suspects are the ones they seek.
One sealskin coat, 2 flashlights, and a hunting knife.
It's a handy tool to have around if you want to jimmy a window.
Yeah. This coat is what has me stumped, though.
Not on any of the burglary reports?
Not a one.
How about the flashlights?
Not much of a chance of identifying them.
Well, according to this report here, this fellow in Glendale, he had a peculiar kind of battery in his flashlight. Let's see, saw that name somewhere in here. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, here it is. He said he had new Revere batteries in it.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Just a minute. There you are, Tommy. Revere batteries are new ones.
That's the first definite thing we've had on those monkeys.
Want to take them now?
I don't see how we're going to pin a dozen robberies on this bunch on the strength of finding a certain kind of flashlight battery.
Well, I guess there's nothing to do but keep watching them.
Thomas speaking.
This is Brown. Crumpler there?
Yeah, just a minute. It's Brown. He wants to talk to you.
Oh, thanks. Hello, Brown.
Listen, Ed, I just followed our boyfriends down past the creamery on Santee Street. Looks like they're casing a job there.
Did they notice the car had been searched?
Didn't seem to.
Did they stop at the creamery?
Nope, just drove around several times, circled the block, then came back.
Uh-huh. Where are they now?
Still at the hotel, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, okay. Keep them in sight, and if they start out again, let us know.
All right, Ed.
What's up?
Brown thinks they're casing the Knudsen Creamery for a job.
Guess I'd better have another talk with Inspector Stensland.
Next morning, Thomas reported the new developments in the case to his superior officer, Inspector Stensland.
If they try to knock over that creamery, there's going to be trouble.
And how? That night watchman down there will shoot it out with them if they try to get in there.
And we don't want any bloodshed in this case if we can prevent it. After all, our job's to prevent crimes as well as to solve them.
Want me to pick them up?
Yes. Yes, I guess you better bring them in tonight.
We haven't much to hold them on.
I know it, but we can hold them for a while on suspicion. Maybe we'll find enough evidence on them to warrant a charge, or, well, maybe one of them will talk.
Unless I miss my guess, that brunette Dorothy's ready to talk now.
Okay, pick them up. We'll see what we can get out of them.
Seen anything down here at the creamery, Ed?
No, not much. Brown and I saw the boys once. Saxon's got a good look at them, too.
They're wary cusses.
Seem to be when they're on a job.
Looks like they were looking the place over.
Yeah, both times they passed, they slowed down and took a good look at the whole layout.
They never did show up at the hotel. I've been waiting since 8 o'clock.
2 hours, huh?
Yep. What do you think of leaving Brown down here? You, Saxton, and I can go back to the hotel, and if they show up at either place, we can grab them.
That's okay by me. Hey, Brown, I'm going back uptown with Thomas.
Okay, Ed. See you later.
I wonder if that creamery job's actually set for tonight.
Well, they're wasting an awful lot of gasoline cruising around if there isn't.
Did you boys follow them when they went by?
Yes, but they're too smart for us. They evidently weren't taking any chances with being followed. Drove through more alleys than I knew this town had.
You know, it'd be a joke on us if those monkeys got suspicious after we searched that car and pulled up stakes on us.
They may have moved to another hotel or apartment.
That'd be just dandy. All our work to do over again.
Yeah.
You know, these birds are tough. Think we ought to get the other boys over here?
Well, that's up to you, Tommy.
Oh, nuts. We can take them.
If you think they won't fill you full of slugs, you're crazy.
Yeah, if they get a chance.
The stories I've heard Barney tell have anything to them. They just as soon commit murder as look at you.
If it meant a getaway, I've no doubt of it. Well, here's the hotel. See the car anywhere?
Nope.
I wonder if those monkeys have tumbled to us and pulled out.
Might as well park and wait a while longer.
Silently, the officers waited. Deputy Thomas, his two companions, Crumpler and Saxon. Minute by minute, time ticked away. 11:20 and no sign of the suspects. 11:25, still only an occasional automobile slipped down the almost deserted street. 11:30, suddenly Crumpler grabbed Thomas' arm.
There they are.
I see them.
They're by themselves.
Wonder where the women are.
At home, probably.
Let's go.
Right.
I tell you, I saw a car follow us when we turned the corner by the creamery.
Get your hands up, Healy. You too, Haynes.
You're making a mistake, mister. My name's O'Neill.
Yeah, Haynes will do right now.
Come on, you heard him. Get him up.
What is this, a heist?
We're from Sheriff's office. We want to have a talk with you.
Say, wait a minute. Let me get a look at you. Why, you lousy rat, so you're a copper, are you?
That's right.
So that's why you was buying us drinks. Why, I'd have knocked your
Take
teeth out.
Take it easy, pal. We're taking you in. Get started. Go on. Get
go
in.
on. Get your
Come
hands
on.
up. Get in there.
Back at headquarters, Inspector Stensland detailed deputies Ray Morris, Peter Sutton, and Al Guasti to accompany Thomas and Crumpler back to the hotel to look for the two women.
Ray, I think you and Sutton and Guasti had better take a look at Healy's apartment. You'll probably find a lot of stuff there. And that brunette may stagger in there pretty soon.
Okay, Tommy.
Ed, let's get up to Haynes' room and see what we can find. We'll see you boys at headquarters.
Okay.
.203 was the number, wasn't it, Ed?
Yeah, 203.
Let's take the stairs. Might save time.
We don't want to tip off Haynes's pals.
Hey, wait a minute. There's a light on in there.
You got the key you got from Haynes?
Sure.
Let's use it.
It's the blonde. Guess she's waiting for Haynes.
Boy, listen to her saw wood, will you?
Shame to wake her up.
I'll let her sleep. Looks comfortable in that chair.
Let's take a look around here.
Here's something wrapped up in a handkerchief.
Let's see it.
Boy, get a load of that.
Jewelry.
Scads of it.
This is the right place, all right.
Hey, take a look at this stuff in this closet, will you?
Enough fur coats to start a store.
Yeah, a live look at those clothes.
Guess they haven't had time to deliver these to the Turk out on Vernon. Uh-oh. Here's something.
What is it, Tommy?
Nice little 38.
Well, there's a map of some sort. Let's see it.
Ed, look.
Yeah?
This is a map of the Knudsen Creamery offices.
I guess we scared them off that job.
Well, let's wake up our little playmate and take her back to the office.
Boy, she looks peaceful.
I'll bet she is, too. Just like a buzzsaw. Come on, get up. Wake up. Come on. Get up, get up.
Hey, what's all right? Who are you?
Never mind. Come on, we're taking you to jail.
Go away. You bother me. Go.
Come on, Ed. Give me a hand.
Let me alone.
Come on, dear.
Come
on your way.
Move along.
boys. I see you got her awake.
Say, what's the big idea? What's this all about?
Know a fellow named Haynes?
I don't remember.
Oh, one of that kind, huh?
What's your name?
Marie Jones.
Where do you live?
You ought to know. You brought me here. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to get sore at me or nothing, see? I'm not going to tell you a bunch of lies like that dame did.
What dame?
That Dorothy dame. You got her, didn't you?
Yes, we got her. And she gave us a statement. Go on.
Oh, well, look, I'm just as surprised as you are seeing all that jewelry and stuff there on the desk. You see, that dame don't like me.
Never mind about her. We want to ask you some questions, and we want you to answer them.
Yes or no, huh? Just like that. Well, look, I don't feel so good. I was drunk when you brought me in here. Drunker than a hoot owl.
Now, during the time you've known Haynes, did he ever give you a fur coat?
A fur coat? Hey, look here. Am I supposed to be charged with something here? What is this?
I'm asking you a question. Did he give you a fur coat?
Who? Haynes?
Yes, Haynes.
No.
Did he ever give you any jewelry?
Who?
Haynes.
No.
Did you ever take any coats or clothing out to a cleaning place on Vernon?
Well, I took a few things out there. Some old things not worth bothering about. Dresses and stuff. I don't know. Rags.
Such as ermine capes and silver foxes, eh?
Sure, if you... Hey... No, absolutely not.
It might interest you to know that our men have arrested the man who runs that cleaning shop. We saw you go out there with him, saw you unload a carload of clothing and fur coats, and we found all that stuff in there. And this picture of you. Ever see that before?
Oh, for the love
Do you run around undraped like that very often?
Hey, look. I don't know anything about that picture, see? I don't know anything about him at all. I was in the store alone, drinking with somebody, and they wanted some pictures. You can tear that up. There ain't no negative. I didn't even know they'd been developed. I didn't know anything about the things. Nuts.
We can't get anywhere with this woman. Bring the other girl in here, Thomas.
Okay. Bring Dorothy in here, will you? Sit down, Dorothy.
Where'd you get her?
Friend of yours?
That dame? Don't make me laugh.
That pan of yours don't make me hysterical either, sister.
Save it. We want to know something about your boyfriends, Dorothy.
Yeah? What do you want to know?
Recognize any of the stuff on that desk there?
Sure. I've seen it all.
Where?
When the boys and this blonde dame here swiped them from the houses they broke into.
Why, you crow-headed little rat, I'll tear your eyes out.
Oh, no, you won't. No, you won't. Sit down. I said sit down.
Dorothy, did Healy... Oh, he's your boyfriend, isn't he?
Yes.
Did Healy ever give you any clothes or jewelry?
Gave me a ring once and a watch.
This it? The one we found in the apartment?
Uh-huh.
Did he ever give you any money?
Are you trying to be funny? No, he never gave me any money. I gave him all I had, though, to buy liquor with.
Know anything about the cleaning place on Vernon where the stuff was stored?
Sure. That Turk out there, he was buying the stuff from the boys. And this dame here used to haul the stuff out there. She was in love with the guy that owns the joint.
Nice girl, isn't she?
You like her type. Personally, I don't.
Someday I'm gonna fix you up, baby.
How?
I'm gonna climb your frame for all it's worth.
Listen, you corn-fed bottle of Peroxide. You lay a finger on me, and I'll bat you down so hard they'll think we're having another earthquake.
Oh, yeah? Well, how do you like that?
Oh, you asked for it, sister.
Oh, why, you little rat, I'll bet your head in for that.
You want another one? I'll clean
Ladies,
you.
ladies. This isn't done in prison.
In just a moment, you will hear the conclusion of our story.
Through the intelligent and untiring efforts of the officers in this case, one of the cleverest burglary rings was broken up and $50,000 worth of property restored to the rightful owners. But what of the criminals, the 2 men and 2 women? They all received prison sentences, each according to his or her deserts. Now they are expiating their felonies. For men or women, crime does not pay. Calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation broadcast 225. Suspects now in custody. That is all. Gordon.